How's it going, everyone? Thanks for checking out the channel again. I'm Dan at Tring Shoe Repair and Key Shop. Today I'm going to show you one of our more popular repairs, which is how to repair a worn out leather sole on a pair of gents shoes. Okay guys, so let's start with talking about the actual repair. With your leather sole, it's either going to have a hole in it or it's just worn thin. So we're going to strip the old leather sole off and replace it with a new one. Now there's two jobs you can do. The first would be to replace the entire length, which is called a long sole, which is the more thorough, proper way to do a repair. But today we're just going to do a half sole. You would do a half sole if they've never been repaired before, or if the rest of the shoe is just in good condition and it's just not necessary to replace the whole lot. It's more cost effective. So now we take the heel off, we're going to take our shoe, put it on our last, and again, I'm going to use our curled pinchers to just get under the rubber and roll it off. Now you'll see a lot of people really yank this off, but what you've got to be careful of is the leather heel block underneath. If that's perished at all, you don't want to pull off any of the old heel block. Take a bit of force to get through the nails. There we are. I'm just going to pinch off the old nails so they stay in there. Now when it comes to taking the old sole off, what we're going to do is take our knife and we're cutting through the old stitching that's holding the old sole onto the welts. So what we do is to take our last, get our shoe on there, and we're just going to get our knife in between the sole and the welt and just carefully but surely cut through the old stitches. This can be a bit of a tough ask, but that's where a bit of practice and a bit of patience comes in. And we just go halfway back, so we're only doing a half sole, and as you can see, all the cork in there is intact, which is a good thing, which means we don't have to replace the cork. So we're just going to leave that as it is and cut this sole off where it is. Now that we've got the old sole off, we need to remove the old stitches from the welt. Now, a lot of people don't do this. I'll tell you why. It's because it's boring and it's tedious. But if we don't do that, then the new stitches are just going to chew up all of the old stitches, and it looks a bit of a mess, and that's not how we do things in this shop. So we're going to take a bit of time, pick out the old stitches. So now that we've made a start on the shoe, we need to grab our materials that we're going to repair the shoe with. The customer that came in today, he's just after a repair on his daily work shoes. So he doesn't want anything extravagant, just wants a comfy sole at an affordable price. So we're going to use the German-made Bavaria today, and that's a fine sole. It's a very reasonable price. We do offer a premium service where we use the John Renderback JR leather, which is the best in the world basically, but you pay the price for it as well. And I'm going to make a video on that another time. Now that we've got our shoe started and our materials ready, we head over to our machine and we prep them so they're ready for cementing together. Now once everything is prepared, we move on to our cement. So we're using a rubber glue contact adhesive, so we're just going to get it all over the sole. Now we don't want to put too much, if any, right in the middle, because that goes onto the cork, and all that's going to happen is it's going to rip out the cork next time. But we do want to make sure we get all the edges and up on the waist there. We're going to double glue it so it double sticks. But really leather, especially the new sole, is very porous, it's quite absorbent, so just one layer is going to soak in, so we're going to put 2 layers just to make sure we've done a thorough job and it sticks like mad. So we'll let that dry for a few minutes. So once that's dry, we need to heat our glue up as it's heat activated. So we pop it into our infrared heat lamp and give it a quick little blast in there. The glue's nice and warm now, so we take our new materials, heel first and pop them on the shoe. Now for the sole. So we line it up just where we want it. Always like to see if I can try and get the logo as centered as possible, just because I'm particular. And then roll it on. So we don't want any bubbles, gaps. So now that the material's on, it's not going anywhere, but we're just going to press it and rivet the heel. Now what we need to do is cut off all the excess material of the leather. Normally I do this with a knife, but for entertainment purposes, I'm going to show you this little thing. It's called the Ranger. Just it's quite fun to use. There he goes. Hey. So what I just did there was sand off all of the excess material so it fits the shape of the shoe. As you can see, it's starting to come together now. So now for the fun part, we come to our outsole stitcher where we're going to stitch the sole on. Now, before we can actually put the stitches in, we need to cut a groove in the sole. Now the sole is all stitched on, what we're going to do is close the stitches. So we're going to take the smooth part of our hammer handle and just squeeze them shut. And now we move on to the inking. Right, so now that the ink is drying, we're on the home stretch. We just need to finish the edges of the heel and the sole with a hard wax finish in a process that's called ironing and brushing. I'm going to polish the uppers with just a bit of kiwi, and what I like to do is finish the soles with a nice high shine using the Saphir Emerald Gloss, and they're going to look mint. So there we have it, job done, fresh leather sole, stitched on, polished up, ready for the customer. Now that job took me about 30 minutes. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel where I will be uploading more things on shoe repairs and key cutting. Thanks for watching.